hi, we are Group 4 and I'm the tutor of Group 4, Yu Jiyoung. And we prepared 2 quizzes and we also wrote about the language and school life in India. And we also drew the flag of India. And the first question.
Do you like Korean 청국장?
Oh yes, very much. I love it basically because I've been eating that from my childhood. So samgukjang is one of my favorite this year. And I think it's quite healthy. That's okay? Thank you.
Also, you like Korean curry?
Korean curry, yeah, I can have it, but not so much. But I eat it. I eat well, but so curry, because the flavor, the taste is slightly different than Indian curry, because this is what I developed in my childhood. But Korean curry is nice, it's good, not bad. So I can have it well, anyhow. Thank you. Oh, okay. Second question is done. About curry. Maybe third question.
Hello, my name is Hyojin and your lecture was so interesting. Especially I was surprised that India has 22 different languages. I want to travel maybe to Pure someday, and my questions are there any manner we have to follow in India?
Thank you very much for saying that my talk was good. Anyway, okay, when it comes to manner, in India we don't have any specific manner to be followed. But to the elders, like when we greet, if you have to use the language, the Hindi, as I have said, aapka, like in Korean we say si, like that, we have to use little respectable words. But specific manners is not there, basically. Indians are very free-going style. But if you behave well, of course, that's better anywhere in the world. But no specific manner to be followed. As per my knowledge goes. Okay?
Thank you for your lecture. And actually, I could only know about Indian culture only through the movie Three Idiots. So it was very interesting about your lecture. And I'm sorry, but can you talk about Indian other cultures or religion?
Religion?
Next time.
Okay. Next time?
Next
All right.
time. Maybe September or October.
Of course. Thank you for giving me the chance. If CICC gives me one more opportunity, I'll be happy to come here again. Definitely. But I'm going to prepare more.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Hi, we're Group 1, and I'm really impressed by your lecture, especially meditation time.
Thank you very much.
I really get jealous of it.
Oh,
Meditation
really?
time. We talked about India culture, and we also drew some pictures related to India culture, like curry,
Very nice.
Gandhi,
Wow, he's a
cow,
hamster.
and the flag.
Okay, there's upside down anyway.
Yeah, and
That's nice.
and we prepared 2 questions.
Right.
I know Indian love cow.
Okay, yes, that's right. Yes.
So I'm curious in reality
Okay.
Indian people eat cow if it enter the road.
Okay, that's right. So you want me to talk about cows as well? No problem. As the story goes, what I understand is that why cows are considered to be a holy animal. Holy means clean. Clean animal, people believe like that. So, but when there's no specific answer why Indians consider cow to be very holy. But what I presume is that, what I read from a couple of books, because cow is a very useful animal, in India. Even till now, the farmers, they use them in the field for clothing, okay? And then they give us milk to drink. And then we even use the cow dung for making the house walls in India. So people feel cow is a very useful animal. I think that is the only reason why people consider cow to be very precious. So all the roads, when we're driving the car, there are a couple of cows in the road, we have to wait for them. We don't just go and smash them. But why these cows are on the road, I'll tell you shortly. Because most of the farmers, after they feel the cows is useless, when they become weak and they grow old, they let them just go. You understand? So, the cows have nowhere to go. They will be roaming around on the street. They'll eat what they get. And then some people might feed them sometimes. So there will be old cows around here and there. They have no owners. So, but if we slaughter them for eating, it's illegal. You will be arrested by the police. So we can't kill them, we can't eat them. But Muslims, like there are many Muslims as well, they eat cow. But cows, since they can't kill the cow, they eat buffalo meat. So cows people don't eat. Is that all right? Any more answers? That's okay? All right, you're welcome. Yes, you have more questions?
Yeah, second one.
What meaning does Gandhi have in India?
You mean why Gandhi is so important? What meaning does Gandhi in India? Okay. All right. Gandhi is known as the father of the nation. It means people believe that, most of the Indians believe that India got independence through Gandhi because of him, because of his non-violence movement. So the British, he moved the heart of the British people, basically, not through the violence. But there were, extremist freedom fighters as well. Like in Korea, if you see, who was that? The man who fought with Japanese in the sea. Who is that? Isun Sin. Like Isun Sin, in India also we had extremist people like that. Like Netaji Subhas in the Bose, they're trying to get independent through violence, by fighting. But Gandhi said no violence. Through love or through the words, we'll convince them and let them chase them away. So people believe, because of Gandhi, we got independent. So people consider him as a very respectable man. In fact, so he's known as the father of the nation. And if you look at the currency of India, in every money, in every denomination, you'll see only Gandhi's picture. But in Korea, if you see Manon, Omanon, whatever, different pictures are there. But in India, only Gandhi's picture is there. That was important it is. All right, that's okay?
Thank you. Hi.
Yeah, sure.
It's not on the paper, it's just a personal question.
Yeah.
You told us that you have 22 different national languages in India.
Right.
And I was wondering if those languages, those textbooks in different languages are dependent on the different regions, or do you use different textbooks in the same schools as well?
So, as I mentioned, India has got two boards, right? CBSE and ICSE board. So ICSE books are slightly different from the CBSE board. So people feel ICSE books are a little more difficult when it comes to English and math. And CBSE is a little easier. So all the books are published in languages, but for different boards, different books will be there. So there will be slight differences in the content, But mostly same. Around 90% of them will be same. Okay? Many questions? No problem. You're welcome. Yes, go on.
Thank you for your lecture again. And actually, I learned East Asian history at school, and I watched a movie named The Story of Pi.
Story of Pi.
So I know a little bit about life of Pi.
Life of Pi.
So
Okay.
I know a little bit about Indian culture, and this opportunity was really the time for me to learn about more Indian language, culture, and school life.
All right.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome very much. Thank you very much for being here anyhow. Saturday, so tired, but everyone is there. Thank you very much.
Hello, we are Group 6 and I'm tutor of Group 6 KAG. And the lecture was very interesting and it was the first time to meet India. So we have prepared many questions.
Why did Pakistan went out of India? Like, I heard it was because of religion, but I don't know.
Okay, all right. That's a very good question. Basically, in 1947, after India got independent, Gandhi was supposed to choose out who is supposed to be the leader. That is the Prime Minister of India. We call it PM, Prime Minister, like British style. If you go to US or Korea, we have President on the top, but in India is the PM. We call it Prime Minister. So there are two men, actually. One was Jawaharlal Nehru, one was Muhammad Jinnah. So Jinnah was Islam, he was a Muslim, and Jawaharlal Nehru was a Hindu. So Gandhi and the other people decided Nehru to be the Prime Minister of India. So Jinnah didn't like that. So they started this protest, So he wanted to take all the Islams, the Muslims, to Pakistan and start his own country. This is how the Pakistan and India became two countries. So still now, if you go to the northern part of India, there is a state called Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir. There's still controversy there because people living there, they're all mostly Islams, but the land is in India. So there's a fight going on between India and Pakistan, like North Korea and South Korea. So it wasn't basically because of, you can say precisely it was because of religion, but there were other political issues, yes, you understand, because of the leadership. There was a second reason. That's all right? Okay.
Why so many people believe Hindu instead of Buddhism?
Okay, yes, that's a very good question too. All right, Hindu, the word Hindu, if you see, is not religion actually. Hindu is the word derived from Sindhu. Now, Sindhu was the people who were living in Indus River. Indus River now is in Pakistan, but before it was in India, all of India. So people who were settled down there, they were called as the Sindhu. So instead of Sindhu, people started to pronounce as the Hindu letter. Okay? So the word Hindu is the group of people living in a particular place, actually. So Hindu is not a religion. Now Buddhism is the branch of Hinduism, you can say. Buddha was a real man. Okay? But if you look at the Hindu gods, they could be imaginary people. But Hindus, they believe they were real people before. The Hindu gods like Krishna or Shivaji or Durga. But when it comes to Buddha, Buddha was a real prince, as you guys know. So his preaching was quite different. So many Indians still believe in Buddhism, but the major religion is the Hinduism. So in Hinduism, they believe more than about 200 gods in India. So we have Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Sikhism. There are many religions there. But why people believe more in Hinduism, it is the personal belief. I cannot answer that question because it depends on what you believe, right? So that's okay, right?
How did you make 청국장?
Sangoksan? That's a peculiar question, but nice. What I remember a long time ago, my mom and her sisters, what they meant was the beans, as you know, we boil the bean in a big pot with the water for a very long time. So the day we make sangoksan is considered to be a special day in my hometown. So we have special food on that day. So from the morning we start boiling, and then it'll go until almost late afternoon. We have to boil for a very long time. So after we boil, the liquid that comes out, we drink them as well. It's so delicious, very yummy. I don't know in Korea whether you drink the liquid or not. Then, after we finish boiling, we take them out, drain out the water, and then, spread on the clothes, piece of cloth. And then we wrap it up and store it for a long time. We make it fermented, as we do. I think it's almost the same style in Korea, if I'm not mistaken. And then we keep it for a couple of days, and then we are ready to eat it. And some of them we make it dry on the sunlight. After we boil them, we dry on the sunlight. When it gets properly dry, we smash them into powder so that we can go and take it anywhere when we travel. Like that also we have. So when we have like vegetables, 한국장국, we can use that powder instead of the real samgukjang as well. Like you can say doenjang, something like doenjang style. We also have, but there's little bit, frosty type. Out here is little frosty, wet type, but ours is dry powder. Okay, buddy, that's all right. That's okay. This is what I remember.
How many kinds of color?
How many kinds of? What is that? Curry? Ah, curry. Okay. Sorry. Curry has got two kind of flavors. Basically, one we call it masala, one we call it haldi. Masala is made from different kind of herbs of vegetable. They grind them and make it. And then another one is the haldi. Haldi is like, what do you call that in English? The haldi I also don't know. In Korea also some people plant now. It's yellowish color, yellow. Like ginger, you know ginger, right? Like ginger, the shape is same, but the color is different. In Korea also I've seen somewhere before. The tulkarim powder, something like tulkarim powder, yellow color. Kangan maybe, that's right, I think. So this masala and ginger, what is that? Haldi, we call it haldi. These two are the main ingredients for Indian curry then when we make. So the flavor is a little different. So masala comes from the herbs, and this one comes from the root, the ginger type of root. So these two, so we have chicken masala, then meat masala, vegetable masala, different kind of masala is there. If you make vegetable, you use the vegetable masala. If you make meat, then you may use chicken masala, otherwise curry masala, mutton masala, whatever. So the flavor, if your question is that how many kind of curries are there? Now two types we have. If we make anything with the meat, we call it as curry, like chicken curry, mutton curry. But anything which is made with the vegetable, we call it sabji. Sabji is any fried vegetable, dry vegetable. So we mix with the naan or the roti and have it together. Okay, that's all right? So maybe, I don't know how many types of curry will be there precisely, but there are two types of food is there, curry and a sabji. Okay? Yes, any more questions?
Thank you again.
That's all right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, we are group 5, and I'm tutor Meronam Singh.
Wow, that's great. Yes.
Yes, anyway. It was grateful to learn about Indian culture and school life. And we made Venn diagram based on your lecture. And we have 2 questions.
So I have for you.
Even though your school was very strict, do you like your school time?
Oh yes, I love the best part of my life was my school life, I would say. I don't mind going back there again if I had the time machine. I had a very good time.
Did you get any punishment?
Oh yes. As far as I remember from the teacher, I got, I think 2 punishments, got hit on my hand because of no homework. From my school house prefect, I got slapped once on my face. And those are the 2 punishments that I remember. And one more, when I was in high school, I was the house captain. Then 5 of us, I don't know if I should tell you this or not. We ran out from the school at night, and we saw a movie. We gave some money to the guard and influenced him, And we came back at night, almost at dawn. But my housemaster, they caught us. So I was from my house, and there were 2 more house captains from the southern side, 3 house captains, and 2 friends, 5 of us. So the principal was not there. My principal was very scary man. That time he was on leave. So vice principal was a very cool, very gentle man. So he called us down directly to his residence, his house, and he gave us some punishment, and he made us write letter to our parents. Then we ran out from school, whatever we did. And then we got demoted. Demoted means 3 house captains. We couldn't wear the blue shirt for 2 weeks. So every other students had to wear white shirts. Captains have to wear blue shirt. So we were punished for 2 weeks. We were taken out from the captaincy for 2 weeks. That was the 3rd punishment I got. Don't tell anybody. Yes.
How did you feel
when you were, what is it, meditating? Meditation uniform or just meditation type? Okay. All right. My feeling was good because it's the only time that you can relax from the heavy, heavy schedule of the whole day. So you look at the sun setting, then you relax there and then think about, you re-energize kind of a thing, you regain your power. So I felt very relaxed, forgetting about everything and just take yourself easy, So I felt very good. That was the best time of my life. Thank you. Any more questions?
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I'm Tudor Siam, and I was personally so surprised that we have actually many similar stuff between Korean and India. We got a few questions here.
I heard that India is really good at math, so my question is that true? Indian students are good at math?
It depends from student to student, in fact. Even in Korea, some students are very good at math. But people say Indians invented number 0. I also don't know, but in some books it's written as the Mayas. Mayas invented 0. Some people say Indians. But Indians, yes. In fact, I should say yes to your question. I think Indians are good at math because they study math a lot. And I don't know why they're good at math. Maybe, what should I say? Because of the complication that we have. As I said, we have so many different, type of language, and it's a diverse culture. So in order to solve the problems, they have to think a lot. Maybe there could be one reason why they're good at math. And certainly they want to become engineers or doctors in the future. And they do study math and science a lot, personally. Maybe that's why they're good at math. But Koreans also very good at math, I think, right?
My name is Yunjin, and today's lecture was joyful, and the story about boarding school was interesting. And I think I learned a lot about Indian state. And my question is, if you can change one thing in your school, what do you want to change?
Okay, that's a very good question. In fact, a lot of changes have been taken place in school. I would like to change the system of students getting out of the school on the weekend. Because even on Sundays and a Saturday, we have to be in the campus. We could go meet our parents or go outside the castle or the whatever the castle or the jail only during the vacation time. Or if we are in the school team of sports or debating society, when we have all over Indian public schools debate or competition, then we can go. Otherwise, we can never go out. So I think if we are free to go outside on a Saturday and Sundays, and then come back, there is one system I would like to change, so that we can, socialize with outside people as well.
Hi, I'm Sue, and I'm very interested for your lecture, and I can learn more about Indian culture and school life. And my question is, can you tell us more about stories of students who ran away from school?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Can you tell us more about stories of students who ran away?
Okay. All right. Now, some of the students, they basically don't want to join the boarding school because living there we have to be away from the family first. Secondly, it's very strict there. We have to wear the same clothes. Some students are from very poor families, some of them are from the rich, some of them are from middle class family. So, but we have to wear the same clothes, eat the same food, live the same lifestyle. So, especially students who come from very rich family, who are very comfortable at home, they can't adjust there. So, they start missing their home, you know. So what happened, since parents also do not come and visit them often, they just run away, they try to run away secretly. So what happened, as I told you, one student died. What happened was that night, he came out from the house, from the dormitory, and he started coming out to the gate, main gate. But then, the captain realized that somebody is missing, because before we sleep, we always make a line and check if everybody is present before we go to bed. So this boy was missing. So the captain informed the housemaster informed the principal, then the school guards started looking for him. So since he saw the car coming, lights coming, he tried to hide on the wall, you know, you saw that wall. So he was hanging there to let them pass away, all right? Just to wait for them. So in the process, he fell down, he slipped. So then, nobody knows what happened. So for a week, now the principal called up the home and they said, my son is not here, and the school he's not there. And then the villagers living down there in the fort, they could smell, you know, it's been a month now, almost a month. So they started, the body decayed, you know, then started smelling. So they informed the school. That's how we realized that he's dead. Like that, some incident happened. But nowadays, I think it's a little bit relaxed. A lot of changes have taken place. As you saw, the dining hall, I don't know too well, but some systems a little bit changed. So maybe many students do not try to run away nowadays, maybe. Probably. I'm not sure about it. Okay, that's all right?
I'm 9 and my question is, Indian schools have many different cultures, and what is pros and cons of having various cultures in Indian school, do you think?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Pros and cons.
Oh, okay. Stories of students who run, no, not this one. This one? Pros and cons of having various culture in school. Okay. I think one pros will be that we are learn to associate with the people, different people. Like, for example, in the world, we have different countries. Now we try to make it more, you know, what is that? Sociable. We try to adjust with different environment, different people. So in school is one of the example of the world, people coming from different parts of the world living together. That is one thing we learn. So we learn to understand different culture, different, tradition. So when we come from different parts of the world, we live together and we learn, we exchange our culture and we become one, you know. There's one thing we learn that's very wonderful about it. Now the cons is that, the disadvantage was that language was one problem, okay? Language was one problem because like me, I couldn't speak any other language except my mother tongue. So language barrier was there. And some students, they couldn't speak English like me. Some of them couldn't speak Hindi. And then, what? Basically, cons is not there, I think. Only advantage. If we are a little optimistic, if we think on the positive side, only good points were there, I guess. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Hello, we're Grocery. I'm tutoring Japan. We talk about interesting parts of the lecture like school life, meditation time, and similarities between two cultures. We prepared 3 questions.
What Korean food do you like aside from tteokbokki?
Okay. Basically, I like most of the Korean food, but my favorite would be samgyeopsal. Oh yeah, right? So I love to eat samgyeopsal. But so my wife complains a lot that why you have to eat so often? You'll put on weight, become fat. So before I used to eat almost every week. Now there's once a month only she allows me to have. So samgyeopsal is one of the best food. I also like bibimbap too. Okay?
How many languages?
Oh, me? I can speak now, in fact, 4 languages, including Korean. I speak my mother tongue, English, Hindi. Hindi, I'm good at. I'm okay in speaking, but when it comes to writing, I'm not so perfect. I can write, but not perfect. But I can speak quite well and understand well. And then Korean. Korean, I cannot write so well, but I can speak quite okay. 80% I can understand what people say. And then the reading, I can read well, but writing, I'm not very good. So Hindi, English, Korean, and the Manipuri, my mother tongue. These are the 4 languages I can speak.
Oh, hello. I think your lecture was very interesting, and especially your Indian style English accent was very good. And my question is, could you recommend the good places to travel in India?
Okay. All right. As myself, even though from India, I haven't traveled much. So I've been to Agra, where the Taj Mahal is there. There is one place I recommend. Then secondly, India has got hill stations. Hill stations means like kind of a resort. In another word, we can say resort. So in the summertime, people go to, this is near the Himalaya side, in the northern part of India. So if you go there even in summertime, it's very cold there. So there are 2 places. One place I have been there. One is Nainital. We call it Nainital. I don't know, ma'am might be aware about it since you have been to India. Nainital. One is Mussoorie. These are 2 hill stations, we call it. So in summertime, since India is very hot, we usually go there. So one is Mussoorie, one Nainital, one is Agra. Agra is where the Taj Mahal is there. I recommend you to visit my hometown as well. There is one place I would recommend. These are the 4 places, all right? That's okay?
Thank you for your lecture.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.